Hello! It's been a while. Apologies for that. Life got busy and I got busy living it. So, yeah. It's been really good. Majority of my time has been taken up with work. It's been really good at work. We finished training and we're now kind of like in the next phase before we get launched into the big wide world. We're currently in a phase called Academy. And shout out to my colleagues, Louis, Kerry, Jade, who are in Academy with me. We still get along really well. Jade thought we'd be falling out, but we haven't, and that's good. So yeah, it's going really well in Academy. We've got 2 more weeks left of Academy. Today's actually a Wednesday, one of my 2 days off this week. So I thought, seeing as I have the day off, it's about damn time that I made a video for you guys. I haven't made any notes this time, so I'm going to try and wing it and try and remember what I've done over the past 5 weeks since I made my last video diary. And those of you that know me well enough to know that my memory is really shit, then you'll know that my recall is not going to be very good. Let's try and think. I now cycle. Yeah, I probably have not been on a bicycle for the best part of 12 years before a couple of weeks ago. And I've been walking to the city centre and back to work like every day before getting the bike, and that was 15 kilometers a day of walking, and it was 45 minutes either way, and it was okay. I really didn't mind it, but if I cycled to work and back, it would just be a 15-minute trip instead of 45 minutes, so that made getting a bicycle really attractive. It's just more convenient than walking everywhere. Also, if it's peeing down with rain, you're only stuck in the rain for 15 minutes as opposed to 45 minutes if you're cycling. I mean, I could get the bus if it was really bucketing down and it was too bad to cycle. But anyway, got a bicycle and it's going really well. It's a really nice bike. It's got a couple of gears that make it easier and harder to cycle up and down hills, basically, you know, the general bike stuff. It's got a light on the front and it's got a light on the back, and it's got a little bell, and it's got reflectors, and it's got a seat, and it's got handlebars, and yeah, it's basically a bicycle. It's me. I have relocated to the dining room part of the house that I'm staying in to kind of show you guys the bicycle that I was just telling you about. So here it goes. This is the bicycle. So this is the cover that I put on my bag. It's waterproof, which is great, so when it's raining my bag doesn't get wet, and it's high visibility, as I mentioned. This is the jacket that I put on. So it's nice and light, and it's nice and high visibility. And I found out the other day it's not so waterproof. Got a bit wet on my way home in the rain, but that's part and parcel of living in England. Here is my helmet. For those of you that couldn't see the color of the dress, this helmet is blue. So if you said blue for this, you'd be correct. If you said blue for the dress, you'd be wrong. So there's my helmet. Yeah, lovely. Don't have to do it up. It's got a flashing red light on the back to make me even more visible. And this is the bike. There's the headlight on the front. You can turn it on. See? Nice headlight. It has a disco mode as well. So that's if you take your bicycle into a club. Then you can contribute to the party atmosphere by pressing this function. And on the back, it's also got a light. Just breaking all the decorations, so don't mind me. It's got another light on the back here, which shines red. I'm not sure if you can see that. Can you see that? Oh, you kind of can see it. Right, so there's the bright red light. That's also got a disco mode. See? Good. And this is the bike. This is the lock. It fits nicely onto the frame attachment. And yeah, it goes forwards, it goes backwards. It has brakes. It has the gears that I mentioned. That's the bell, you see. And yes, and that's the bike. Good. It has these mud guards, so that if I'm cycling through mud, it guards me from the mud, you know? Like, go away mud, I'm guarding this cyclist from you. And yeah, that is the bicycle. So back to me upstairs in my room in 3, 2, 1. So, cycling, there we go, that's something that I've started since we last spoke. Something else that happened since we last spoke was Valentine's Day. Yep, February the 14th, every year, where lovey-dovey couples send each other ish to say, we're a lovey-dovey couple. And that's good. Well done to you guys. You've got Valentine's stuff. That's really good. Those of us that are single didn't get Valentine's stuff. Well, yeah. I actually did get something for Valentine's Day, which was a bit strange, but at least it was something. I got this for Valentine's Day. It's got hearts in it and some other hearts in it, and it's wrapped with like a ribbon with hearts on it. And I got this from my new boss, and just to make me feel extra special, so did the rest of the company. Right, what else happened since we last spoke? Oh, this just blew way out of proportion. I took a photograph of some stupid white and gold dress, stuck it on the internet, and just asked a couple of people like, oh, what color do you think this dress is? And all of a sudden, like, so many people were like, oh, what do you mean, Turin? This black and blue dress? And I was like, no, this white and gold one. And anyway, the internet kind of like just blew up more than what it did when Kim Kardashian posed for that magazine cover. Anyway, I'm sorry that I posted that photograph of the white and gold dress on the internet, and I'm sorry for all the office like infighting that happened as a result of people on the one side saying white and gold correctly and on the other side saying black and blue for some bizarre reason. I don't think we'll ever get to the bottom of it. And that wasn't a reference to the Kim Kardashian magazine cover, by the way. Although it would have been a good pun. A pun, sorry. Oh, here's something that I decided to do yesterday. Go and check out the South African shop, which I had found online and happened to be like 2 streets away from where I work. So I thought this would be a good time to go and have a look at the South African shop and have a look at some biltong and some handy andy and appetizer and all the other like South African things that it would be selling. I found the street that it was in, followed the South African flag pointers to the actual shop. The shop is called the Kalahari Moon. Don't know why I'm actually punting the name of the shop, because not only do they import South African products, but they clearly import South African customer service as well. Basically, I was standing outside the shop and I decided to take a couple of photographs to show you guys. So I took these photographs. And basically the store is like here, and then there's a walkway, and then there's another shop next door, and they're expanding into that shop as well. So he was kind of like walking between the 2 shops, and he walked out and he's like, can I help you? And I was like, oh, no, I'm just taking photographs, you know, of the South African flag. It's so cool to see the South African shop. He goes, oh. And he walked back into the shop. I was like, okay. Sorry to have ruined your day. Go back to bed and try waking up on the other side. I didn't even go inside to price the biltong in the end because I just thought, fine, go back inside your little South African shop. Oh, yes. Those of you that are the observant type might have noticed something different, something new. Yes, you're right. This is a new jersey, or a jumper as they call it. That's right, I do have a new jersey. Very well spotted, very well spotted. Talking about jerseys, or rather jumpers, you've got to be careful of some words that you would usually say in South Africa that don't have the same meaning in England. One very important thing that you should note is that in South Africa there's a term used to classify the race of people that usually live in the Cape Flats, right? And that term in the UK is as bad as using the K word in South Africa. So if you ever come to England, don't use that word. Warning has been issued. Here's another example of where one word can mean two different things. I was showing Louis the Nando's video of where they've got the different ministers like traveling in their convoys and they all get to the four-way stop at the same time. And I was like, oh, this is like a funny advert, because I was laughing at it when I saw it on my timeline again the other day, and I showed Louis why I was laughing. And I was like, you know, this is how our ministers travel in South Africa in these convoys. And he was like, oh, okay. And I was thinking, why aren't you finding this humorous, Louis? What's happening? Then when I was watching the news a couple of days later, they were going on about, you know, the Secretary of Education and the Secretary of Health. And I was like, ah, they don't call them ministers in this country. Of course. So I mentioned to Louis yesterday, I was like, Louis, when I was showing you that video of the ministers traveling in the convoys, what did you think I meant by ministers? And he was like, well, ministers. And I'm like, well, in South Africa, ministers are basically the equivalent to what you guys call the secretaries from Parliament here. He goes, oh, right, okay. When you said ministers, I thought you meant praise God kind of ministers. So jerseys are jumpers, ministers are secretaries, and don't use the word coloured, basically. About 2 weeks ago, I officially finished the first stage of training at the company, which was a month. I can't believe how quickly a month just like flew by like that. And it was a month of great fun, it was a month of great knowledge, it was a month of great experiences, great new beginnings, etc. And on the Friday, on the last day of training, Louis, Kerry, Jade, myself, and our trainer, Harriet, decided to go out for a celebratory drink at the pub, which is literally outside the front door of where I'm working. And take a look. This is the end of our four-week training. My colleagues are already laughing at me, so that's a good start. This is Louis. Say hi, Louis.
Hi, Louis.
And Jade and Kerry.
Hello.
And Harriet.
Hey.
And is it Alice?
No, it's Kylie.
Alex, okay.
It's Alice Val.
Alice, aka Kylie. So this is the group I've been training with. These are our first drinks after completing 4 weeks of training, thanks to Harriet that had patience with us and showed us the ropes. Aww. Thanks, Harriet.
No
we
probs,
appreciate
anytime.
it. Yeah, so cheers all.
Cheers
well
all.
done. Cheers, cheers, cheers. Yeah, cheers. Back to me in my bedroom. So apart from the drink that I had on New Year's Day, that was the first drink that I had of 2015. And there's actually been a couple of firsts for me in the 2 months that I've been living in England. I've been thinking about what I've done in this 2-month block versus any other 2-month block in my life. Basically, I've eaten more salad, I have cycled more, I have walked more, I have cooked more meals, I've done more washing, like clothes-wise, in the past 2 months than I have in any other 2-month block in my life. I have done so much in the past 2 months compared to any other period in my life. It has been an amazing start of new beginnings, of new routines, of new experiences. It's been 2 months that are vastly different to any other 2 months that I've lived, but they've been 2 months of pure awesomeness. Thank you guys for still keeping in touch with me, for messaging me, for WhatsApp, even though I know I'm really shit at replying on WhatsApp during the week. Thank you for Skyping with me. It makes me still feel connected to you guys, even though I'm so far away from home. Talking about home, the good news is I have booked my leave for December. So I'll be coming back to sunny South Africa in December. Hopefully, cross your fingers, cross your arms, hold your thumbs, whatever you need to do. I've had a look at the prices of return flights, and I may need to work corners on the weekends to pay for the flight, but I'm determined that I'm going to be coming back to South Africa in December. So there it is. I'm going to see you guys then. So basically, 2 months and a bit of living in England, done.